Hey, good evening, guys. We're just out here checking alpha first cutting. Looks like a pretty nice crop. Smells really nice. So we'll be baling this up here tomorrow sometime. I'm surprised how good the ground is already. I thought it'd be a little wetter out here. Oh boy. All nice leaves. I always like smelling alfalfa when it's drying down. So this stuff will probably get tedded out yet, I think. Depends how much heat we have tomorrow. Tonight, low 47 degrees. It's been crazy. So this will be the first baling here for alfalfa for the John Deere L341. See how heavy we can make these bales. And it will get wrapped with that. Yeah, this weather is unreal. Hey, good evening, Happy Colorado Homestead. We're standing here in the alfalfa field. Just checking it, how much it dried down here today. I'm really surprised how the ground's not that bad of shape. We had like 2 inches of rain real fast Sunday evening, and tornado warnings and everything else through this area. But it looks good now. Still a lot of moisture in. How much leaf loss do you see with tedding it? It all depends when you ted it out. Before it gets the dew off, or late in the evening like this, you won't have too much with the tedder. What part of the states are you? Pennsylvania. We're near the capital of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Happy Colorado homestead. But it has a really nice smell out here tonight. But our low tonight is 47 degrees. That's unusual, very unusual. And this is just alfalfa. It's fed to dairy cattle. Some guys will feed it to beef cattle for a protein, but mostly to make milk. So we'll have some video tomorrow with the John Deere L341 baling this up. Sometime tomorrow. I like to see it get in about 45% moisture, alfalfa, when you bale it. Just makes a nicer, sweeter feed. There's a bunch of deer out there. I don't know if you can see them out there. And there's new seeding of alfalfa. Yeah, I seen that, David. I don't know if you can see them, but there's deer right out there. 2, 4 out there in that new seeding of alfalfa. Going to plow it. After you're done baling, you're going to plow it up. Put corn in it or soybeans? A 7290, that's a good tractor. Corn. Hey, good evening. How you doing? This is where we're going to be baling tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet, but we'll be here with the John Deere L341 and baling this stuff and we'll wrap it. But it smells good here tonight so far. I think Kettle will love it, that's for sure. No, this is going to be high moisture. I want to get it down to about 45% moisture. And then it'll be baled for high moisture. Well, there's a little bit of a surprise in that coming yet, too. Why there's a front hitch. A little surprise coming. I hear there's other guys that don't like my surprises. They just want me to show everything at one time. Love the smell. I'm farther behind than you this year. Yeah, this year's unusual everywhere. I feel sorry for some of the guys out west. But just hopefully it straightens out here. I'm getting cold. I'm gonna get back in the truck. That's still in the 60s here. Very excited on the new baler. Amazing machine. It is an amazing machine. Got some more hats. $63 here. I'll see what the truck says. I think it's still in the 60s here. 61 at the moment. Yeah, 61 degrees. Got any straw for sale out there? No. If we do, it's a lot of the dairy farmers, and I need it. We're always looking for extra straw to bring back to the farm. The dairy farmers take care of it pretty much around here. It's 65 here in Rhode Island. I'm really surprised. 55 in color. See here. How do you feel? Do you like feeding the pretty cow bales you baled the other day? You got that right. Straw's not cheap. I don't know what happened there, but we got kicked off. I don't know how anybody's supposed to make money when you have to pay for things when you need it. Yeah, it's a really nice field of alfalfa grass here along the edge, but I'm just glad it's not wet. Soaked in pretty good, and we had some high winds last night then, and it's like 45 here in Wisconsin. Hey, how's it going? A lot of guys are doing their alfalfa here and hay ground in this area. It's supposed to be nice in the Thursday, 40% chance of rain on Thursday. Hey, Ethan. It's going good. How are you? Well, we run quite a bit. We don't really tell about what acres and stuff. There's Douglas. Hey, Douglas, I got your shirt coming. Finally, Douglas. I could tell you a whole story and a half, but we'll just leave it at that, Douglas. We should be doing grass. We should be doing grass hay Thursday, baling grass hay. So alfalfa tomorrow, Thursday grass hay. So it's coming. We're getting busy. Just need more drying weather and we can keep going. Well, even out on their side of Ohio, I'm talking to Dan out there and stuff. It's wet where some of these places are, and yeah, temperature's holding right around 61 degrees, I guess. Gotta change my engine oil. Sun's going down in the west there. Hey, thanks. Happy Colorado for coming. Have a great evening. Keep up the great projects. That was a smoky. It was a little too wet last year for alfalfa fields like that one there. It's just kind of drowned it out. Yeah, some of them do. Some of the ones are more of a pet. No, I won't buy a Chevy. Unless someone else needs one. Yeah, some of the smarter ones. If you gotta get a chance, guys, there are 3 or 4 videos we put out. We do a lot of vlogging and getting ready to put in a cattle chute. I have a 2014 Ford F with a crew cab. Sounds like a nice truck. I always like the 350s and 450s, especially on the farm. we're trying to get some ground ready to plant corn, but after that 2 inches of rain, it's going to be all but Saturday. Grass hay. Ground just doesn't want to dry down. Whoops. Hey boys, it don't matter what that green baler is. It's all what it is to me. I could have bought any baler on the market. Any baler. I could have bought any baler. I bought that one, and that's what I'm going to stand behind. I don't care what they call it. I know what John Deere told me. I know what other people say. I'm happy. And I'd be darned if I wouldn't buy another one right off the bat. So everybody has their mind set up. You know, just watch that thing eat stuff. You have all summer here. We're going to get in some grass hay, some heavy grass hay, and it's not just give it. There's a bunch of deer out there. Ooh, smokes, deer. What's the best thing about cows? They are relaxing to watch. I know how you asked it, but I don't like. It's not. It's all redesigned by John Deere, the L341 series. Everything's good tonight. I hope everything's going good for you. Out checking some hay fields. We're going to do some alfalfa tomorrow. Grass hay this week. So I got to get kind of busy. But that's good. Hey, you missed it, Scotty. We were out standing in a nice field of alfalfa. Gotta put that deer to work tomorrow. It's gonna be a cold one, Scott. They say low of 47 tonight. It's 59 degrees here at the moment. We just have a few. We only have 200 right now, so that's enough to keep me busy. Yeah, it's gonna be cold tonight. Is soybean farmer all done planting soybeans now? Scott? No. I seen some of the early ones are up nice, and they look nice on the video anyway. any deer down here. Now I got a question for you guys, and you tell me what you think. What would you do? There's deer out here tonight, a bunch of them, Scott. We'll stop here a minute. Somebody shoved a tree on my ground. Would you call them and tell them to come get it back out, or just let it there? And those deer go right across the field. You see a deer going? There goes a round baler. Holy smokes. Yeah, somebody just threw a tree in there. I know who did it. But, I mean, that's my ground. Why would you do that? If I would have done it to somebody, do you think they would be happy? I would go to war with them. If it's in your way, call them. If it's not, let it go. It's just common courtesy. You don't dump anything on anybody's property without asking. I don't care if it is natural, whatever you want to call it. May that ground be ready to go here this weekend. I got a phone call tonight. I'll tell you a little story here once they park the truck. State trooper called me tonight. Made them clean it up. Well, common sense would tell you to clean it up. They should clean up on their own, but I thought I might see some more deer out here. Here's another prime example. Just throw those doors along the road. Now they might have fell off the truck, but come on. I gotta pick those up now. Just hang on here, Scott. I'll get the truck parked and I'll tell you a story here. It happened in 2001. Make sure you guys go check out my last 3 videos. We're tearing that building apart there. Tearing her down. Not really, but just tearing it apart. I'm doing good, Andrew. How are you? It's gonna get cold tonight. Okay, now I can tell you my story quick. I got a phone call here tonight, whenever it was exactly, but state trooper calls me and he goes, he asked if it was me on the phone. He goes, "Is this so-and-so?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "This is officer, this is trooper so-and-so." And I said, can I talk to you for a little bit?" And I said, "Well, if you're asking for money, no," I said the first thing, because they're doing these drives right now, and some of them are kind of scammy. And I said it jokingly. I said, "No." And if you're asking for money, I said, "No." And he goes, No. He goes, "I have a question about your Glock." I had a Beretta. Yeah, I think it was a Beretta. And someone stole it out of my truck in 2001. And when I was down at the other place down in the Effort area, and he goes, "Did you ever find that?" And I said, "No, I never found it." He says, I said, "Did you guys find it yet?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, probably somebody threw it in the ditch." I said, "As long as it didn't hurt nobody, I guess I'll never get that back anyway." So, but yeah, it was just kind of funny. He's giving me a courtesy call. He says, we call every year, he says, just to make sure if you didn't find it, so we can keep in the data system that it was stolen, and that you don't have it in your possession in case something happens or somebody gets hurt with it. So anyway, that was my little story tonight, and I just thought it was funny when I told him. He asked if he could have a minute of my time, and I said, "Well, if you're going to ask for money, no." And he laughed. So anyway, so the green deer's ready to go. Color packing. Getting ready for some corn. Well, there's the sunset, guys. I better get my extension cord here. We have to run an extension cord up to the fuel tanks, and I don't want to get it where we drive over it in the morning. Oh. Yeah, we have like 320 acres in 320 acres in the last 4 days that we can go. Is the ground drying down up there, Andrew? Did you guys get heavy rain up through there over the weekend? I think that storm was moving up through. Corn really jumped up here today. They get up whenever they feel like it, and they go to sleep whenever they feel like it. This corn here is doing really good. Starting to turn the field green. I'm really surprised how it dried out today. Yeah, I don't know if we can get a little bit of close up here or not, but it has a nice color to it. Camera doesn't do it justice. That was planted on April the 25th, I guess, right, Scott? 33,600 population. I got more corn to plant, and it's just too wet. That's right. Yep, Scott knew. I get messed up with my dates a little bit once in a while, but I might forget where I misplaced some tractors, but I still remember what the date I planted. Yeah, all this corn all the way through here looks really nice, all back in there. And then there's that no-till back there. I'm really happy with the population too. I was a little worried about this field here compared to the feedlot. And this is Augusta. Let's see. This is where we're standing here. This would be Chemgrow number here. And the other 8 rows is Augusta. The ditch is holding out really good. This corn in here looks really nice too. I think this little corn's a little nicer over here. Who's chopping hay today? Yeah, so Scott, the ditch is holding out now. This corn's a little bigger over here. But overall, it looks really good. What we got here going on? It did a couple washes out, Douglas, down below here in this field. But other than all, I can't talk, Douglas. Overall, it did held up pretty nice. Hey, John boy. Yeah, I think his corn's going to do really well. Nice color to it, too. Hey, Larry. The cows have to get the calves pulled off first. We're breeding the heifers first. You guys probably have a little nicer corn down that way, Scott. I'd probably have knee-high down there in your area. We'll pull the calves off, the cows. The heifers get bred first. It all depends on how the year goes, Douglas. If we have a wet year and we have some good corn, we're going to pick it. And I'm planting Sudan grass. We're going to bale a lot of Sudan grass. My corn is just germinating in from a foot to 3 foot tall in places. Yeah, it probably looks really nice down there. I know Gerald down there, he videotapes a lot down there, sometimes when the corn updates. But we're doing things different. We're going to be chopping a lot of barley for the cows. And hopefully we can shell more corn this year. And I know the markets are not good, so we're going to try to store a lot of it to feed cattle. But then again, if prices come up, it's going to be nice to have some. The sweet corn is doing good. Only 2% of Ohio fields are corn planted so far. Yeah, I heard that somewhere. I was talking to a guy tonight. But it's just unreal. So my goal is to feed more barley, more Sudan grass, and everything across the street there is triticale. Try to cut down on some other things. My cows, they don't really need corn silage or ground corn. Feed the cows off the fields, less money spent. Yeah, right. I'm gonna back this over here. Poor farm truck didn't get a bath. Boy, the temperature's dropping fast now. Yeah, so that's our plan, to try to shell more corn this year and not as chop as much, but the weather is the big factor in everything. If we're going to do more feed the cows off the field, less money spent on the farm. So is it yes or no? I'm just curious, just wondering. Oh, if it's cheaper to feed the cows off the field, if you produce your own feed, yes, it is cheaper. I'm not sure if I understand right, Scott. I'm getting old, you know. I'm cutting these fans off. There's no reason for all that air blowing. It's getting cold. Yeah, you're right. It's always better to produce your own feed. And there's cheaper feed like that down here. That makes a big difference. They're all going to bed for the night. You can't see them no more. Can anybody come up here and put their nose out? You have a great evening. Corn in my area, 10-mile radius, hurting for. It is amazing, David, how different things are, and we don't want any more rain, and other places are asking for rain. This stuff here I'll start feeding probably in September, and then have a good night, Ryan. I didn't see who said that. But this stuff, you probably can feed it in 30 days, but I want to keep as much as I can. You can see the airbags went down. He really did a really good job wrapping these bales. Should make an excellent feed. I'm going to try to get it some more. We're going to do a sedan grass, like I said, and we'll just keep wrapping it and make another 2 rows or so right here. 2 or 3 rows, just keep going right over. Takes a lot of room for these bales. All right, guys, well, you have an excellent night. I ran out of things to say. Amazing, huh? No, I'm just getting a little tired. Coming down a little cold or something. You know how it's hot one day, cold the next, and it's hard to get used to it. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and thanks for stopping. And don't forget to check out the other videos in the earlier today. And you too, John. You have a great evening. See you later, Scott. Have a great evening. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. We'll have baling videos tomorrow of alfalfa and then grass hay later on. So, got to put that thing to work. All right, guys. Talk to you later. See you, Douglas.